Hey everybody, what's up? What's up? Welcome to the weekend. Happy Friday. Happy Halloween for those of you all who are participating in that time honored festivities of Halloween. And we got some pretty interesting news yesterday. I didn't get a chance to go live to talk about it yesterday, but here I am today. For those of you all who are into graphics, editing photos with Photoshop and tools of that nature. Well, you got some news yesterday that was mind-boggling, really. Canva, and many of you are probably familiar with Canva. Canva is the software that you can log into and help you create graphics and all sorts of things. Well, they've gotten pretty big. They've gotten pretty large, and they've gotten to the point where they have a lot of funds to purchase other companies. So one of the companies that they actually purchased was a little shop from Serif called Affinity. Okay, and so they had Affinity Photo. They had different softwares. They had about, I think about 3 or 4 softwares. Affinity Designer. They were all tools that were separate software that professional pro-level designers use to do their work. Okay. And the reason why they became popular is because instead of doing what Adobe does with Photoshop, and if you're not familiar with Adobe and Photoshop, Photoshop is pro-level software. And what they did was they created a subscription so that when you use Photoshop, you could sign up to get access to all of their other software. And so they have, PDF software. They have all these different tools for video editing, etc. You name it, Adobe had a lot of different products. And so they got people caught up into that whole ecosystem of, even I use Adobe products as well. I just talked about Adobe Podcast the other day. But I also used Affinity, more especially Affinity Designer. I use that a lot in work that I did for clients. And the reason why I chose Affinity Designer over Photoshop is because Affinity is a one-time purchase. That was a one-time purchase. You purchase it one time and you get access to it, for as long as the license lasts, until they made an upgrade. And then you might have to purchase another version of it. But you made a one-time purchase, and that was it. Photoshop, you had to pay month after month after month, or pay for it for a whole year. So you wind up paying a whole lot more with something like Photoshop. So that's why I went with Affinity Designer. But guess what, guys? Canva, when they brought Affinity, they made it free forever for everybody. So not only do you not have to just pay, not only can you just pay one time for the software, they made it free. So you don't even have to pay for this professional level software. And it rivals Photoshop, many other products of that ilk, with Photoshop being the main one. I think they've got about 30 million users worldwide for Photoshop. Big, huge customer base. Well, guess what? Canva has 150 million users. They've got even more users. The reason why is because they have a free version. Their paid version is not expensive, right? And so when you think about creators all over the world who need software to do creative work, Canva went on the low end with scale. Okay, so they have a lower costing product, but they sell it to a lot more people. So 150 million users versus 30 million users of Photoshop. So now don't get me wrong. There are other products that Adobe has, and I'm not here to say that I know what the numbers are total for Adobe, but I just know that Canva had enough money to do this. And so they made it free for everybody. Incredible. So if you're a person who is into creative work, like I said, this is something that you should think about having access to because it's free. Why wouldn't you want to get something that's free? And so what I want to do is just show you a little bit about this software since I am very familiar with it. Used it a whole lot for clients, like I said. And so I want to just take you to the website. And then first I want to tell you the first thing that I want to talk about is the different things that this software can do for you. For example, graphic design. So this software can help you with your graphic design work. Now, here's the thing. Canva can help you with graphic design. But what I think they're doing is they're saying when you use Canva and you're ready to graduate to professional level equipment or software, instead of having to jump over to Adobe, stay with us and use our product for free. That's what the deal is. And, you know, who knows if they're going to flip the switch, flip the script at one point and then start charging. I don't know. But for right now, it's free. And I think this is a tremendous opportunity. So if you're interested in graphic design, you know, like I said, you can use this software. It's free for right now. You can go to affinity.studio and download this software. So here's the website. You can they say Creative Freedom. That's actually free. Just sign up to download, and you see the Canva logo right there to let you know that this is from Canva. And look at everything that you get with this software. If you have Photoshop files, you can bring them over and use them inside of Affinity. It is pretty amazing. And $0 given. You know, this company is really going after the Adobe users. They're really going after Photoshop with these little funny little quips here that they're making. And they also have AI that they've infused into Canva and now also into Affinity. And so that's another play, is that they're going to be getting dollars from people using AI through their product. But there was something else here. Stop renting software. See, they're making a play for those users of Photoshop. They're making a play that stop paying monthly for software and just use ours for free. That's what's happening. And with people losing their jobs and with so much going on, this will probably get a lot of people to make the switch over to Affinity. I don't know how many people. You know, if you're established and you maybe work for a large corporation, or if you have a business that's thriving, you may not be hurting. And so staying with Photoshop because it's something that you're familiar with and you're familiar with the Adobe infrastructure, you may stay, right? But maybe not. So that's what they're banking on. They hope that you make the switch. All right. So the graphic design portion of this, and I'll show you the website, and then I actually have a photo Affinity, so I can hop into Affinity and kind of show you what it looks like too, if you're curious. But I just want to show you for graphic design. Look at that. Everything that you can pretty much do in Photoshop that's not proprietary to Adobe, you can do here inside of Affinity. You know, precision. This is pro level stuff, guys. Now, again, you're not going to be using this if you're a small business owner and you own like a small shop and you make flyers or you do, you know, reels and things like that. This isn't that. This isn't like that level of work. If you're doing stuff like that, I would say stay with Canva or whatever tool that you use. Even Adobe has tools for, you know, small business owners who are doing little small projects. Or little small things. This is for professionals who are doing professional design work. Okay. But if you are a professional, you get a super powerful software for free. I don't know why anybody would not download it. Canva is a, you know, reputable company. So I don't think you security wise, you wouldn't have anything to worry about. The only thing, I can't think of what would stop someone from downloading it. So if I was Adobe, you know, Adobe has, like I said, Photoshop has 30 million users. Canva has 150 million users for Canva. So I don't know what their strategy is going to be, but for graphic design, you have free professional level software after you can go so far with whatever tool you're using and you're like, this isn't enough, I need something more powerful, you can just pick up Affinity for free. And that's with graphic design. So, again, this is incredible. And so let's just go on to the next thing. The next thing after graphic design is going to be photo editing. So if you are a photographer and maybe you shoot raw, and what raw means is you're shooting in this profile on your camera that just kind of gives the raw image. It doesn't really apply any type of science to the photo to make it, a filter or anything to kind of make it look a certain kind of way. It's just gathering the raw data that's in front of the lens. And then your software is what adds all the color and all of the different things like that to it. And so a lot of professional photographers will shoot raw. So they need software to start adding in all of the colors and all of the different aspects of the photo. Oh, wrong way. Free photo editing. And I'll show you here. So on the website, photo editing, as you can see, that is the other side of this product. And it's just this one piece of software that's doing all of this. And you can see that you can do photo editing just like you could with Photoshop. It is what they call non-destructive, which means you can kind of play around with the design and it's not going to destroy what you have. They're just layers on top of your image. So it doesn't destroy your original image. You can just play around with it, give different looks and different styles, and it'll save your undo history. So you can always go back to your original file. That's what non-destructive editing means. Okay, so, again, here they are playing it up that it's free, zero cost. This is amazing. So it's fast, frictionless here that they're saying, advanced photo editing tools, everything that you can get in a pro level piece of equipment, this is it. And it's totally free for photographers. So there's software that, I'm just became affiliated with that I'm going to be plugging into the raw photos that I take. So I can show you the difference between what a photo would look like when you have total control over how you want that image to look. Because right now, as it stands, most people, when they take a photo, you choose a filter or you choose like, hey, I want it to look vibrant or I want it to look black and white. And the camera will make those calculations for you. But with shooting raw, you can use software and sit there and take your time. Again, this is pro level stuff. Not everybody's going to be doing it at this level, but if you do want the control over it, if you're an artist, so to speak, with your photographs, then you shoot in raw and you just apply these different elements to the photo. And so that's what this will allow you to do. And I'll show you that too when I hop into the software itself. But yeah, you can just start editing your photos if you're a photographer with this free software. All right, so yeah. Look at that. So right now we got graphic design, we got photo editing. What else can Affinity do? What else can it do? It's free, but what else can it do? Well, page layouts. So it can do page layouts. So here's the thing. So if you're a business owner, many people, they create flyers, and you can do this again in Canva, and there are other tools that you can do this. But what about a magazine? What if you want to do a small magazine or a pamphlet or something like that, and you don't want to work in your browser because Canva, they do have a version of Canva that you can download to your computer. A lot of people probably don't do that. They probably use the web version of Canva. But even with that, you kind of have limitations. So most people who are, again, at the professional level, maybe you work in a marketing department, or, maybe you have your agency and you're doing agency work for clients, you need something more powerful. And so this is a free option with the page layouts. And I'll show you that. Let me just take you to the website here. Page layouts. Okay, so you can, as you can see, create like a magazine right? It's got that level of pro features and pamphlets, flyers, books, or even like, PDF books, or maybe a printed book. A lot of people are doing self-publishing. If you need something to kind of lay out your book and then you're going to send it to a self-publishing company, this software will help you do that. Okay. And it's just totally free software. Print publications, books, posters, multi-page reports, digital magazines, newsletters, brochures. As you can see, everything here. I'm kind of blown away at this. Like, this is amazing. This is next level for creative people. Like, there's so many tools that we have to make it happen. Like, if you've got a desire, a dream, I was thinking, even with Canva, they have this feature that I want to talk about probably in another video, but they have this new feature for email that I think is just phenomenal. It really frees up a little bit of my creativity and a roadblock that I had with getting my emails out. And so that is something I want to bring to you guys and let you see. But yeah, it's just totally amazing. So I think if you're a creative person and you're into marketing, things like that, you need to really look at using the software. So there's another thing, one last thing that everybody talks about now, and that's artificial intelligence, Canva AI. So you get access to Canva AI through Affinity software. What does that mean? Well, so if you're, again, a pro level creative person and you want to use AI, well, look at this. So you're within the product of Affinity, and it's integrated. Canva AI is integrated with Affinity. So in the software that you're using to create all of your graphics, your advertisements, things like that, you can just use AI within that. Okay, so that's just, you see right here, see the image, here's the prompt, create me an image. And I tried this the other day, and I tried this actually yesterday when this came out, and I generated an image inside of the software, and I used that image, I ported it over to Canva and just used it in one of my Canva designs. Just seamless, right? So, I mean, one of the things that people used to use Photoshop and they were very proud of was the fact that you have expand with generative fill. So what that means is that if I had like an image, like you see this image of me here, and it's more like a square shape, it's called a squircle, but it's more like a square shape, right? Well, with the expand option, you could have the software create more to each side. So instead of it being a square, it could be more like a 16:9 image. But the software will just artificially create some sides and make this image wider, where you can do that with this software here, and it's free. Keep that in mind. Like, all these features, you got to understand, free is free. You can't, it's hard to beat free. Free is, oh my goodness. So take advantage of it if you are a creative person. Again, now, if you're a chef and you have a restaurant and you cook and that's your main job, I don't expect you to be in here messing around with this software. Okay, you let somebody else who is a creative person, a marketing person, you let them play around with this for free. Let you go in there and cook your award-winning food. That's what you need to do. Okay, but for the creative people out there who have even for the maybe some small business owners, I'm not sure, because this is really pro level stuff. Like, I think between all of the other tools that are available for small business owners, I don't really know if you need this, right? Because I think you can get most of the things done. If you're like a business owner and you're doing stuff by yourself, you can probably get the things done that you need to get done with other software like Canva or, some of the other softwares that are out there. You probably don't need to mess around with this pro level software. That's just my opinion. Okay, you do what you want to do. And it's free, so you can play around with it if you want. But if you're a chef, I really want you going in there and working on some more award-winning recipes. I don't want you messing around with this. If you're a mechanic, I want you to learn the latest and greatest about cars. I don't want you in here messing around with buttons and, you know, in colors and things like that. That's not, stay in your lane, so to speak. You stay in your lane and we'll stay in our lane. Okay, that's what it's all about. So yeah, those are the things, man. This is big deal. This is a big deal. Graphic design, photo editing, page layouts, and Canva AI all in one pro level software that is free. That's what they got for you. That's what they're saying. And you know, again, I don't know how long the free will last, but for right now, it's free. Take advantage of it. Download it. If you're, a marketing professional, if you're a graphic designer, web designer, anybody, any creative field like that, take advantage of this. This is here for you for free, my friend, for free. Well, that's all I got. I just wanted to drop that on you and say happy Friday, happy Halloween to you. If you celebrate that, some people don't celebrate Halloween, but if you do, hey, have a good one and a great weekend. I'm out of here. That's all I got. I ain't gonna keep you long. I want you to go out there and have a great weekend and have a good night. But I will be live streaming tomorrow, so there's that. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. I am